Hold your breath. Princess Anne has just revealed Prince William's secret decision, a move so ruthless it slams the door on Harry's long-hoped-for return to the royal fold forever. Is this William's final act of protection, or a cold-hearted exile? Dive into this gut-wrenching expose that's already igniting whispers of permanent fracture, packed with tears, hidden motives, and throne-shaking drama that could end the Sussex reconciliation dream once and for all. Before we go deeper into what this really means for the royal family, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single update. Anne's outburst erupts in a private interview like a long-suppressed volcano, her voice cracking with intensity as she lays bare William's decision. The words hanging heavy in the air amid a stunned silence that sets the stage for a confrontation ripping through the heart of the family. She pauses, eyes distant, the revelation a raw unleashing of truths she's carried too long, transforming a quiet chat into a high-stakes arena where loyalties teeter and emotions boil over, the drama palpable as listeners lean in, breath held for the fallout. At the core lies Anne's turmoil, torn between her unyielding loyalty to William, the heir she has watched grow into his role, and a piercing pity for Harry, the nephew whose exile now feels sealed by this unforgiving choice, evoking a swell of sympathy for a princess who has always been family's steadfast anchor, now caught in the crossfire of brotherly war. She wrestles visibly, her words laced with regret. The conflict a poignant storm where duty clashes with compassion, pulling hearts into the ache of a woman forced to choose sides in a rift that threatens to consume them all. Context builds with leaked audio fragments that tease the decision's edges, snippets of no path back, and for the monarchy's sake crafting a mystery around its full scope. Is it outright banishment, a cut from inheritance, or a symbolic severing of ties that bars Harry from royal duties forever? Each hint dangles suspense. Why now? What triggered it? Drawing the narrative deeper into the enigma of a family on the brink, foreshadowing revelations that could expose even darker undercurrents. Conflicts ignite among the siblings like sparks on dry tinder. Immediate reactions, fracturing loyalties, some whisper support for William's tough stance. Others rally to Harry's defense with hushed outrage, creating alliances that shift in tense, shadowed exchanges where whispers turn to accusations. The air thickens with unspoken fears, a web of glances and murmurs where unity crumbles. The emerging rifts a brutal reminder of how one decision can cascade into widespread division. Secrets tease from the fringes, allusions to concealed gatherings where William laid out his rationale, late-night strategy sessions veiled in secrecy, hinting at motivations buried deep, foreshadowing betrayals that run beyond brothers to involve trusted advisors or even Anne herself. These whispers linger, promising layers peeled back to reveal vulnerabilities long guarded in the Windsor vaults. Heartbreak layers thick, the brothers' occasional public gestures of reconciliation, strained smiles, distant waves contrasting brutally with this private finality, heightening the plunge into royal loneliness where grandeur masks the sting of irreparable loss. The estate's opulence a cruel backdrop to their isolation's bite. A subtle nod to Anne's involvement stirs unease, her revelation perhaps not mere slip but calculated, hinting at her own agenda in the mix, awakening dread of motivations that could escalate the fracture into open warfare among the crown's guardians. But what deep-seated pains drove Anne to expose this secret? Let's unravel the princess's conflicted history with the brothers that led to this monarchy-shaking revelation. Princess Anne, the iron-willed royal, has been silently torn between her nephews for years now, exploding in her revelation of William's decision that crushes Harry's return hopes. What if Anne's bold exposure is rooted in decades of watching the brothers' rift grow? Plunge into her tormented past, brimming with emotional scars, family loyalties, and the thriller-like tension of a princess choosing sides in a battle that could destroy the Windsors' fragile unity. Anne's bond with her nephews runs deep, forged in the carefree days of childhood where she played the role of the no-nonsense aunt guiding William through his heir's burdens with tough love, while sharing adventurous escapades with Harry that echoed her own spirited youth. Yet Harry's defection to America shattered that harmony, clashing against her steadfast values and fueling a lifelong regret that gnawed at her core, a quiet sorrow for the boy she watched drift away, evoking a profound sympathy for an aunt who saw potential squandered in self-imposed exile. Emotions churned beneath her unflinching exterior, the origins a poignant mix of pride in their early closeness and the ache of watching division take root, her heart a battlefield where affection for both waged war against the pain of family splintering. Tension simmered through years of quiet interventions, Anne stepping in during heated family disputes, mediating arguments over holidays at Balmoral, or offering blunt advice in hushed phone calls as rifts widened, each effort a step toward this explosive unmasking of William's choice. The build-up pulsed with suspense, her role as the family's anchor pulling her deeper into the fray, whispers of unresolved grievances accumulating like storm clouds, foreshadowing the moment she would break her silence and let the truth thunder out. Within her rages a storm of conflicts, turmoil between bolstering William's steady leadership, the heir she trusts to steer the monarchy through modern tempests, and mourning Harry's self-exile, a path she views as both brave and foolhardy, desires clashing in raw, sleepless reflections where duty demands she side with stability, yet compassion pulls toward reconciliation. The inner war intensifies, a princess torn between preserving the crown's future and healing its wounds. The struggle a knife's edge of vulnerability that exposes her steadfast facade as a shield against her own regrets. Revealed letters from her private collection add heartbreaking irony. Pages of pleas for the brothers to mend fences, words like "don't let pride destroy what blood built" now turned against her silence. The secret's a double-edged exposure that underscores her reluctant role in unveiling William's decree, tragic in how her calls for unity now fuel the divide. Public eyes see Anne as the unflappable force her equestrian triumphs. Charity drives radiating grit, but privately anguish festers, masking a loneliness amplified by foreshadowed pacts with William, who confides in her as a surrogate mentor, the layered admiration from afar hiding the ache of being the family's unsung mediator, success in her independence, poisoned by the persistent throb of watching kin drift apart. Overheard's tease like shadows in her council sessions, snippets of William's deliberations caught in passing words, hinting at his finality that build a revelation dread. Each fragment a cliffhanger promising more layers to his choice, leaving her haunted by knowledge she can't unhear. Memories turn confrontational in her thoughts, heated echoes of Harry's abrupt departure farewells laced with unspoken accusations, family gatherings forever altered escalating until resolve hardens, a princess's heart steeling to speak out, born from the fire of seeing reconciliation's door slam shut. As Anne's loyalties fracture, William's secret comes into focus. What ruthless calculations drove the prince to end his brother's path home? Prince William, the future king, harbours a secret decision so decisive it ends any chance of Harry's return, a move Anne has now laid bare, shocking the palace. Could this be William's way of safeguarding the throne from Sussex chaos? Join us as we expose the heir's daring strategy, loaded with heartfelt resolve, high-risk gambles, and the edge-of-your-seat suspense of a brotherly bond, severed for the greater good. William's protectiveness emerges like a shield forged in fire, heart-wrenching in its depth, shaped by the betrayals of his past, Diana's shadow looming large as he vows to spare his own children the turmoil Harry has wrought, evoking a surge of sympathy for a prince burdened by history's weight. He stands resolute, emotions raw beneath his composed facade, sorrow for a lost brother mingling with fierce determination to shield the crown, the portrayal stirring compassion for a man who has navigated scandals only to draw this unforgiving line, his triumph in stable leadership contrasted against the suffering of familial amputation. Planning unfolds with suspenseful secrecy, private deliberations in dimly lit studies where William weighs every angle triggers, like Harry's latest interviews or media storms that erode the monarchy's image, building a mystery around the exact catalyst that tipped him toward this irrevocable step. Each thought dangles peril. Was it a specific betrayal or a culmination of drifts? The build-up coils tension, a calculated chess game where every move anticipates backlash, foreshadowing broader impacts that could ripple through the realm's stability. Conflicts with Harry rage inside William like an unquenchable blaze. Inner battles over severing ties duty's iron demand to fortify the institution, clashing against the remnants of brotherhood that tug at his heart. creating raw tension that simmers with unspoken regrets. He wrestles the choice in solitude, the fragile hope of reconciliation crumbling under the weight of perceived threats, the struggle a knife's edge of vulnerability that exposes his core amid the Crown's relentless demands. Secrets unearthed from concealed records add layers of irony. Hidden memos detailing William's rationale notes on protecting the line penned in moments of doubt, now ironic barbs that underscore his isolation in making the call. The disclosure's a double-edged revelation that deepens the tragedy of a prince whose quiet fears have shaped this bold severance. Motivations layer with deceptive complexity. His public calls for unity warm gestures at events. Diplomatic bridges masking private terrors of further division. The fears are harbinger of impacts that extend to succession and public trust. The duality gnaws outward harmony, hiding inner dread. Success in projecting solidarity, poisoned by the ache of preemptive strikes, drawing one into the empathy of a leader caught between preservation and loss. Twists lurk in hints of outside pressures, external voices like advisors or public sentiment, influencing his resolve, their urgings building toward chaos, where the decision risks alliances crumbling or igniting wider rebellions. The whispers tease disorder, each one a prelude to pandemonium that escalates the stakes beyond fraternal bounds. Resolve turns confrontational as defenses rise, William's voice escalating in family circles to firm assertions, "This is for our future personal and unyielding." The highs are crescendo where loyalty solidifies into action, inevitable and charged with the gravity of an heir's vow. With William's decision exposed, Harry's dreams crumble. What desperate emotions is the Duke feeling in his exile? Harry's world shatters anew with Anne's revelation, the gut punch of William's secret decision landing like a final unforgiving blow that seals his exile forever, leaving the Duke adrift in a sea of agonized isolation far from the palace he once called home. Emotions crash over him in waves heart-rending sorrow, as the verdict echoes the losses of his mother and grandmother, roles Camilla filled in ways that never quite fit, evoking a profound compassion for a man who has bared his soul only to face this unyielding wall. He paces in silence, the weight of rejection pressing down, his triumphs in building a new life in America now shadowed by the suffering of doors slammed shut, the core a poignant storm where independence battles the ache of belonging denied. Reactions unfold with suspenseful urgency, his team launching probes into the decision's legality, discreet inquiries to allies back home, scouring protocols for loopholes that might pry open a path, building a mystery around viable options. Could appeals to the king or public sentiment overturn this edict? Each investigation dangles hope and peril, the search a slow burn where every contact teeters between breakthrough and dead end, foreshadowing chaos if their efforts ignite broader scandals. Conflicts with William rage inside Harry like an unrelenting fire, inner struggles over whether to retaliate, Brotherhood's faded bond clashing against the fierce drive for independence that has defined his exile, creating tension that simmers with unspoken accusations. He wrestles the choice in solitude, the fragile dream of reconciliation crumbling under the weight of perceived betrayal. The turmoil a knife's edge of vulnerability that exposes his core amid the relentless pull of past and present. A Duke torn between striking back or forging ahead alone. Revealed messages from his private cache add tragic irony. Pleas for return scribbled in moments of hope, words like "let's heal this" sent to William. Now ironic barbs that underscore the finality. The secret's a double-edged disclosure that deepens the sorrow of a man whose outreach met only silence. Tragic in how vulnerability bred further isolation. Defenses layer with strategic poise. His public composure a series of interviews projecting resilience, masking the despair clawing within. Alarms blaring in inner circles that foreshadow bold public appeals. Perhaps tell all statements or campaigns rallying supporters. The duality torments, outward strength fracturing under inner frenzy. Triumph's facade giving way to the dread of a life forever severed from roots. Twists lurk in hints of legal countermeasures, allies whispering of challenges to William's authority, perhaps suits over family edicts or media blitzes that escalate the feud, their advice building toward chaos where appeals risk everything. The whispers a harbinger of disorder that amplifies. the stakes beyond personal wounds. Desperation peaks in confrontational appeals that escalate to urgent public declarations, Harry's voice breaking in statements that blend vulnerability and defiance. Personal entreaties turning bold as he seeks global sympathy. The highs are crescendo where isolation fuels a fierce, inevitable pushback against the decision's sting. As Harry's exile hardens, the palace erupts. What chaos is engulfing the royals in this decision's wake? The palace is in total meltdown as Anne's revelation of William's decision hits shocked royals, fractured loyalties, and mutinous whispers threatening complete collapse. What volatile clashes are breaking out behind closed doors? This is the raw turmoil humanizing the elite, mixing tears with the adrenaline of a power rift that could ruin them all. Outrage detonates among the royals like a hidden explosive, blending raw panic with swift allegiance, shifts Charles's face paling in disbelief. Siblings exchanging glances laden with accusation as the news spreads through hushed calls and urgent texts. Hearts race in gilded rooms. One royal freezes, breath caught, as devotion to William's vision clashes with empathy for Harry's plight. The reaction's a chaotic pulse where familial bonds strain under the weight of shifting sides, triumph in past unity, dissolving into the suffering of inevitable. Betrayal. Royals splinter in emotional agony, torn between the brothers' irreconcilable paths, heartfelt conflicts that cut deep, like a sibling weighing decades of shared memories against the sting of William's unforgiving stance, crafting dilemmas so intimate they feel like open wounds bleeding in the family's core. The splits evoke vulnerability, emotions surging as admiration for William's resolve clashes with sorrow for Harry's isolation. The turmoil a poignant storm where success in royal solidarity frays into the ache of choosing allegiances amid Anne's deepening regret. Summits convene in suspenseful secrecy, urgent huddles behind locked doors where agendas collide like thunder cliffhangers dangling on threats of disownment or exile, each unresolved demand leaving breaths held for the hammer of family judgment that could sever ties forever. The air thickens with unspoken fears, decisions teetering on edges where one misspoken word might cascade into permanent rifts, building dread as factions solidify in the heat of whispered debates. Rivalries escalate like flames-fed oxygen, factions colliding in heated accusations, estrangement vows hanging heavy as daggers, secret bargains struck in alcoves to protect individual futures amid the fray. The chaos breeds venom, old hierarchies crumbling as ambition ignites, turning kin into wary adversaries in a scramble for footing on shifting sands. Secrets from the family's past surge to the surface like buried toxins, past rifts and simmering grudges now exposed, favoritism once glossed over in royal narratives, surfacing to fuel the fire, layering every confrontation with intrigue that twists the knife deeper into old wounds. Revelations sting with revelations bite, a web of concealed resentments that deepens the frenzy success in maintaining decorum, poisoned by the resurgence of buried slights. Leaks foreshadow catastrophe, murmurs slipping beyond palace walls toward eager ears in the press, heightening the dread of public unraveling that could amplify the scandal into a national inferno. The whispers a prelude to scrutiny that threatens to consume reputations in an unforgiving blaze. Confrontations peak in raw intensity, a royal figure bursting forth to challenge Anne directly. This exposure destroys us all. Met with her unyielding defiance, a stare that conveys unshakable resolve, the exchange a flashpoint that leaves scars, raw and indelible, as tempers flare and truths spill unchecked. With family fracturing, legal storms brew. What cataclysmic rules are being broken in this return denial? William's decision ripples through the halls of tradition like a crack in unbreakable glass, not just a fraternal edict, but a spark igniting a protocol nightmare where lawyers swarm over ancient exile laws and the fragile rights of return, their frantic dissections threatening to upend centuries of royal custom. Whispers echo. Could this quiet severance fracture the monarchy's very core, exposing vulnerabilities in how wayward members are welcomed or walled off? The air hums with urgency, Each legal tome flipped a potential revelation that could either reinforce the barrier or pry it open. The risks personal yet monumental, as brotherly bonds clash with institutional rigidity. Debates rage with heart-wrenching fervor, scholars and advocates dissecting the emotional undercurrents of brotherly titles, William's choice evoking sympathy for a burdened heir protecting his realm, yet stirring compassion for Harry's divides that span oceans and generations. The angle A. Poignant reminder of how success in upholding the crown often masks the suffering of those exiled by its weight. Emotions swell as arguments highlight the pain of enforced separation. Sympathy surging for families torn by duty's cold blade. The discussions a raw exploration of divides where personal loss intersects with public legacy, pulling listeners into the ache of a system that demands sacrifice at every turn. Probes unfold with suspenseful precision. Experts slicing through breaches in protocol like detectives on a cold case mystery building around enforcement tools. Could a formal decree hold without challenge, or crumble under modern scrutiny? Each analysis dangles uncertainty. Precedents from obscure eras hint at flexibility or rigidity. The build-up a slow burn, where every clause examined teeters between vindication for William's resolve or condemnation for overreach, foreshadowing changes that could modernize or destabilize the throne's aura. Conflicts erupt in the legal arena with fiery intensity, clashes pitting die-hard traditionalists against eager reformers, tension mounting, as one faction argues for ironclad hierarchies to preserve sanctity. The other pushes for compassion to mend rifts, the battle's ideological tempests that expose cracks in the monarchy's framework. Exchanges grow heated, voices rising in passionate volleys that cut deep. The confrontation's not abstract but laced with the personal stakes of a family on the brink, evoking dread for an institution where evolution could mean renewal or ruin. Precedents disclosed from historical vaults reveal past exiles, forgotten sagas of royals cast out in quiet disgrace, secrets spilling like blood from old scars to illustrate how such acts have reshaped dynasties before. The disclosures shock with their relevance, layers of irony adding depth to William's stand a mirror to ancestors who faced similar crossroads, each revelation a gut punch that deepens the narrative's emotional pull, turning legal scrutiny into a confessional of the crown's hidden flaws. Impacts layer with deceptive weight, public displays of stability a parade of unified fronts masking alarms blaring in advisory circles. Alarms that foreshadow sweeping changes like revised return policies or stricter family accords. The duality gnaws, outward calm fracturing under inner frenzy. Triumph's facade giving way to the dread of a monarchy adapting or eroding under pressure. Verdicts tease like unresolved symphonies. Teased rulings from judicial murmurs, cliffhangers building dread of outcomes that could enshrine William's barrier or shatter it under empathy's force. The anticipation of eyes squeezing tighter with each delayed pronouncement. Debates turn confrontational in peaks of drama. Lawyers' exchanges escalating to pointed jabs at personal motives, accusations flying across tables. Stakes turning intimate as family histories are weaponized. The high's a maelstrom where discussions become battles, inevitable and charged with the fate of legacies. As laws bend, the public roars what nationwide schisms are fueling this exile uproar. Anne's revelation has detonated across Britain, mobs forming, online rages, as the nation confronts William's decision ending Harry's return. Is this the people's rebellion against the crown? Immerse in the wild passion, compassion, and split gripping the globe in this viral monarchy crisis. Passion erupts like a wildfire through the streets, tearful Harry fans clustering with signs of solidarity, their devotion a aching tribute to a duke they've championed through exile and controversy, while William backers rally with fervent cheers, seeing the decision as a bold safeguard for the throne's future that forges unexpected connections across divides. A single mother in London wipes tears, her voice breaking as she defends Harry's right to redeem, clashing with a businessman's triumphant posts hailing William's resolve as necessary toughness. These tales pull hearts into the fray, a pensioner's sorrow mingling with a student's thrill. The Narratives a tapestry where empathy for the estranged brother battles, support for the steadfast heir, the emotional spectrum rich with the contrast of cherished reconciliation dreams, shadowed by the raw ache of protective finality. Media plunges into frenzy with relentless speed, alerts blasting like sirens across devices, viral clips looping Anne's words in endless replay, each segment dangling hints of swelling rallies where crowds could turn peaceful chants into fervent marches. Suspense hanging in every frame as hashtags trend worldwide, capturing unfiltered reactions that transform private pain into public spectacle. Society fractures in heated rifts, debates raging in pubs and forums where traditionalists decry the cruelty of permanent banishment with impassioned words, clashing against modernists demanding the monarchy evolve beyond toxic ties, exposing gaps in class and worldview that simmer with resentment and revelation, each argument a mirror to a nation wrestling its soul amid the brothers' deepening divide. Tips leak anonymously like drops in a rising flood, cryptic sources dripping details of palace intrigue that fuel wild guesswork insider, claims of deeper motives or hidden reconciliations twisting the tale further, adding intrigue as citizen sleuths connect dots in real time, their discoveries. Heightening the saga's grip on a captivated audience, boosts from global arenas magnify the storm. Headlines blaring from Paris to Los Angeles with breathless analysis. Celebrities chiming in, some with compassionate defenses of Harry's humanity, others fueling division with provocative endorsements of William's choice that scale the emotions to epic proportions, turning Britain's intimate crisis into a universal rollercoaster of frailty and resolve. Foreshadows of unrest dangle like threats on the horizon, hints of brewing riots or snap polls ramping dread as tempers flare, the air thick with potential for upheaval that could redefine allegiances, each rumour a step closer to chaos that tests the nation's fabric in unpredictable waves. Battles vocalise the frenzy through pundits who personalise the storm, live panels erupting in heated exchanges where one champions Harry's redemption with impassioned pleas, another pushes for William's protection with cutting critiques, their clashes making the drama feel intimately close, as if every viewer shares the stage in the crossfire of a monarchy on the brink, with clamour cresting, the throne cracks what final surprises will seal this brotherly saga. In this adrenaline-charged end, William's decision races to its zenith, surprises multiply, ties break, as the Windsors confront their deepest ordeal. Will this exile heal or devastate? Brace for the explosive facts that could eternally change the crown's course. The emotional apex surges in introspective clashes that rip every facade away, family members locked in, searing confrontations where loyalty collides with the inexorable pull of evolution, voices trembling with accusations and desperate pleas, William facing Harry across an ocean of pain widened by years of silence and betrayal. Tears fall as they weigh what remains of brotherhood against the throne's survival, each exchange a dagger that wounds yet seeks healing. The highs a torrent of grief and reluctant understanding where love wrestles legacy, drawing hearts deep into the family's breaking edge with unrelenting force. Twists crash in like thunder at the 11th hour, abrupt uncovers flipping fates in an instant, new testimonies surfacing from hidden quarters, overlooked messages that dismantle earlier certainties, each revelation a jolt that upends expectations and leaves the palace reeling. Loyalties fracture in real time, alliances dissolving as the ground shifts beneath them, suspense cresting in a whirlwind where certainty collapses and every faction scrambles to adapt, the narrative spiraling into disorder no one foresaw. Strains settle in brotherly bonds that blend defiance with quiet maturity, William's resolve softening into measured sorrow, Harry's anger yielding to resigned clarity, their rift peaking in a moment of shared silence where fury gives way to tentative acceptance. The resolution carries decades of weight, a shaky bridge rebuilt amid wreckage, emotions surging between release and lingering ache as they confront the true cost of their war. Complete secrets stand exposed at last, the drives behind William's decision laid bare not mere vengeance, but a fusion of inherited protectiveness and calculated fear for the monarchy's future, amplified by Anne's reluctant exposure that forced the truth into light. The disclosures land with devastating clarity, layers of resentment and preservation peeling back to reveal a family ensnared in cycles of duty and division, the truth a mirror reflecting both the triumph of safeguarding the crown and the suffering of severed ties. Legacy ties reach profound depths, this exile echoing past crown fractures, abdications born of scandal, successions tainted by rivalry. Yet William and Harry's moment stands singular, resonant with emotional force that binds ancestors to this present rupture, a lineage defined by sacrifice now. Refracted through a brother's final stand, future lures dangle tantalizingly, continuing exile dramas hinted in quiet aftermath, potential reconciliations teased in fleeting messages, reforms simmering under public pressure, the narrative refusing tidy closure as new threads promise sagas yet to unfold. A cliffhanger finish crashes in at the 11th hour, a last-minute event, perhaps a leaked statement or unexpected outreach, that questions the decision's firmness and leaves the monarchy's stability hanging by a thread, uncertainty clawing at every certainty. The arc delivers its cathartic force. William's decision settles in a mix of win and woe, stability prevails. Yet victory tastes bittersweet amid family scars, igniting fierce debate over protection, loyalty, and the price of severance. The story closes in awe and disquiet, hearts torn between admiration for resolve and mourning for what was broken. Though the page turns, the royal epic endures what fresh fractures await in this exile's gloom. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you in next one.